Man, dun, 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 dun.
We are live.
We're all officially live. You
Yeah.
have joined us in a new episode
New episode of
of the Twilight Bros.
the Twilight Bros. Yeah, because it is raining for me. I bet you it's raining for you too.
No, but it might rain in like the next 30 minutes. The weather over here is dumb like that. And then it will stop in the next 30 minutes. And then it'll
Oh,
start raining in the back of the house and then be dry in the front of the house.
well, I be.
Alright, man, so, we're back at it. We got a big episode lined up for our viewers today. The cracking is part of my character. Anyways, we got a big episode lined up today. We do have Superman, the big movie time that we're going to talk about, Superman. And we got a couple just things we need to talk about before we get into Superman. You got big spoilers, so for those watching or listening or going to join in randomly, welcome.
Heck
Welcome,
yeah.
welcome.
Welcome. I'm trying to figure out how to share this real fast. There you go. I got it. Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, because we have someone that would like to view the stream. But yeah, so we
Nice.
are those bros.
Dos Bros.
Those bros.
Those bros.
Bros.
Das Bros.
Das bros. Yeah.
Yes, we are a collection of bros. All the bros. We the bros.
We are.
Joined by the bros.
Tis what bros do. Okay, so are we gonna do regular matches? I haven't done my dailies, so I mean that would be beneficial. But would you like to do what do you call it? Resurgence? What?
Yeah, man. You the boss man. You lead us to victory.
Okay, so we'll warm up with some matches and then we'll do resurgence then for our
Nice.
conversations
Nice.
that we want to
nice,
talk
nice,
about. Yeah,
nice.
because I think the biggest thing in the menu is definitely Superman, because
Yes.
we both were able to watch it and such, so that is
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
going to be something to talk about. But for the meantime, while we warm up, I guess we can also kind of give our final thoughts about Ballerina.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, alright, so just a quick recap on Ballerina was I guess the last iteration, or the last kind of like, intro to the John Wick world. I did have a question for you about people, just diving into, the lore of John Wick. Do you like knowing more about the universe, or more so like them explaining the universe? Do you want it to be explained to you, or do you like more just like I don't know what the gold coin is, and then I think for me it's better just never knowing and seeing that it's like a form of currency that they use for everything. Or do you think when things are explained, you kind of kill a little bit of the mystery behind it?
Well, I will say some of the stuff is kind of confusing. Like,
Yeah.
so from what I guess the director people have said, it does make sense. What they were saying. So I guess the gold coin. Do you want to know what they mean?
Oh, they mean something?
Yeah, they mean something.
Ooh.
So what gonna happen is that the gold coin allows you the opportunity. It's like a gym membership, you know. It gives you access to
Incoming lethal.
access their stuff. Like,
Interesting.
so when you're giving a gold coin, this allows you access to their amenities. So you are allowed to go in and check into their hotel. You're allowed to go
you can use
get
their pool.
guns. Yeah, you are allowed
to the bar,
car shop.
the gym.
Go to the
Nice.
So all these things. So, but James Bond, he gets that stuff for free.
Yeah. Yeah.
He works in
Incoming lethal.
thing. So, yeah. So there's all that, and then the money plays as money. Like, okay, you're gonna pay for the things now. I thought, oh, these things are already taken care of with the gold coin. Apparently not. So, yeah. And I guess you can tip people with the gold coins?
Which that's just ridiculous.
Because it's like, hey, like for example, the first John
I
Wick.
would not tip nobody a gold coin.
Yeah.
It's too precious.
But that's why the guy
Incoming
on
lethal.
first John Wick, he's like, hey, would you mind babysitting this person for a gold coin? And then the old guy was like, catch and release. And John Wick's like, yep, catch and release.
So that's where it almost brings more confusion to me, where they get paid so much money.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, like, at what point do they get paid the coins? Because John Wick had a suitcase loaded. And I would assume, my first assumption was they get those gold coins after completing a mission. Yo, you completed a mission, here's a gold coin. You think it's something where they can opt into maybe, hey, instead of a gold coin, you get money, or it's like, or like, for example, you get crypto or you get hardcore cash, where you want. You think that's the way they make it, or?
Well, I strongly think that, I mean, I think the third film kind of tried to explain the origins of the coin and the meaning behind it, and I don't know on top of my brain, but I do think that with them being able to like use the gold coins as an access, like, hey, this is for you to access the service. You're right, like the guns and ammo is pretty expensive. Like,
oh yeah.
Being
Yeah, you can't tell me a
stuff,
pistol and an AR is the same price of a gold coin.
Yeah.
Like, you know what, I'll do gold coin and like 200,000. But that would make sense, and I would probably buy into more John Wick's appreciation into his vehicle. If what you're saying is like, yo, one of our amenities with the gold coins, one of the things you could purchase is one of these vehicles. And that brings an appreciation that John Wick maybe has to his vehicle. Like, yo, the reason why I like this vehicle so much is on top of, you know, whatever sentimental value I have to it, I also had to pay like 10 goddamn gold coins. You know how hard it is to get a gold coin in this business? So, but I would like to see them use it a little bit more. I don't, maybe the Continental, the TV show, explains it a little bit more. And since I haven't seen that. Have you seen the Continental?
No, I haven't seen it, but I mean, it all sounds very interesting. So, I mean, it's kind of nice because it is like the exploration of the world in particular. But for me, I do like the fact that these people are like so awesome. And I think with Ballerina, it is refreshing to see someone that's like not the best, but still can handle their own compared to what we see. Because I mean, if you kind of compare Perkins, which is the girl from the first John Wick who broke Continental rules, right?
Yeah.
Like she seems super capable compared to, you know,
the ballerina girl. Yeah, Eva Macaroni, something like that. Well, speaking of which, that kind of gets a good little segue into a little conversation I wanted to have with you. So I would assume that this John Wick. Well, all right. Well, let me preface this little game that I'm gonna play. Well, how would you rate the John Wick's assassin in the movies?
Oh. In the movies, so like
based on all the assassins or the type of assassins that we've seen in the movies, how would you rate these people versus just not being specific to anybody, but how would you think these assassins are, like level in terms of, for example, a couple of weeks ago we spoke about John Wick versus the Predator, for example, and you had John Wick in really high regards versus the Predator. So, and I think the idea is, and after John Wick 1 and then throughout the John Wick movies, we've kind of brought this idea that John Wick is one of the baddest, if not the baddest killer in the movie world. So, that being said, how would you put the Eva or the ballerina girl in this assassination world? How would you rate her?
I mean, she's pretty capable, but like, let's say someone who's not an assassin, like Arnold Schwarzenegger in all his films or so.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like he would beat her in the sense like erase her and all that stuff. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, just because she has those marksmanship and all that stuff in close quarters, it's very
Watch out, sniper!
tough for need to see her go up against someone else, you know?
Using equipment.
Alright, well,
So I would put her with like, yeah, oh yeah, she would beat me like to death.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah, a normal person, 100%.
Alright, well, let's figure this out. Let's figure out how capable this ballerina girl, ballerina chick. Let me look up her actual name. That way I'll keep calling her.
It's Eve.
Miss Eve. So we'll figure out how well Eve is. I got a list of names, and I want to get your opinion on. Do you think she would be capable of taking out this individual? And these are all women, so it's woman on woman crime. Keep it a little bit more, just fair. Yeah, a little bit more easier. Alright, so the first person I got on the list, based on the set of skills that Eve has, how do you think she will fare up against somebody like Jennifer from the famous movie Jennifer's Body?
Oh dang. I think she would fare really well. Like, it would be a good fight because, I mean, her best friend was able to kick her butt. So.
Ooh, good point. Good point. All right, next name on the list. I got somebody by the name of Tiffany Valentine. Keep in mind, these are all assassins. These are all women assassins from different films. I got a woman named Tiffany Valentine, not necessarily a woman, but you would know her more as the Bride of Chucky. How would you think she would fare up against the Bride of Chucky?
Bride of Chucky? 100%, dude. Murder. Because the
You
only
think
thing
she will murder? Yeah.
Oh, the only thing she has is just Chucky, and that's it. What's Voodoo Doll gonna do to?
I mean, you are talking about an assassin.
I mean,
a killer of killers, man.
I mean,
Dark magic and all, bro.
I guess if it's like a sneak surprise, if she doesn't know what she's dealing with, she's like, oh, what an ugly doll. And then,
I mean, that could definitely work towards, oh nice, we won. I was like running around shooting my teammates. I did nothing that round, but pretty good. Alright, so I got another name. It's not that many names. So I got another character, another assassin. Not necessarily an assassin, but more so a killer. Her name is Esther, and she is more popularly known as the Orphan from the movie The Orphan.
Oh dang, Orphan. Well, like I said,
a devious little plot killer. Now she is a grown-ass woman disguised as a little child, so she could definitely use that to her advantage.
But just a little bit.
Yeah, well, once she gets caught, then yeah, I mean,
yeah, then it's done.
I guess getting pushed down, is.
I think what would be best would be gunshot. Like her versus like Sarah Connor.
Oh, that was a good one.
That would be kind of interesting. Like,
well, I got better names.
So I would ask you, who her versus Sarah Connor? Like, would you think she would be able to?
Hey man, you're the one being interrogated. Okay. Based on your opinion, I think versus Sarah Connor, I would give that to Eve. Sarah Connor, she's more of a brute force, but I don't see her more as a skillful killer. I would see her more as like, I got weapons and I was more thrown into this war, and I'm going to I like military style. I think there's definitely a difference between military killer versus an assassin. And, you know, military, we're defending, we have structure. An assassin's more, I'm gonna do whatever I can to kill, and actually that's all I'm about.
Right.
So I was to give it to Eve. I got another name for you. How do you feel about Elektra?
Elektra.
More known from
Yeah.
her roles in Daredevil.
I think
More known as Daredevil's girlfriend.
I think Elektra would have her beat. Yeah.
Oh, you got Elektra being alright. Yeah. I mean, you are talking about the mystical arts and Kung Fu
Yeah.
on top of being one of the deadliest assassins of the DC, so I guess that was a little bit unfair. Alright, well, I got an
It's a Marvel.
easier matchup.
It's a Marvel.
What did I say?
You said DC, bro.
Oh, well, I might have pronounced it as DC, but what I meant to say was
What I was trying to say
Marvel.
was, what gonna happen was.
It was a mic interference.
Yeah.
Alright, I got a couple other names. I'll run down them quickly. And so we'll run through them quickly. That way we don't take up too much time on this. But how would you think she'll fare up against Mrs. Smith?
Oh dang! Okay.
Most commonly known as Mr. Smith's companion, also an assassin,
So
spy, killer, weapons in her closet.
I feel like that would be a fair match.
A fair match?
Yeah.
Guacamole!
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, fair match.
Enemy shooter!
I mean, you are talking about assassin versus spy in there, where I guess
Coming lethal!
her spying has dabbled in assassination. So, yeah, I wouldn't say that's pretty. And Angelina is a unit. She does have Mr. Smith, assuming they know. Alright, I got another one. In the Marvel Universe, more so known as a Russian child turned into assassin, known as the Black Widow.
Oh dang. Yeah. Once again, I think superhero
Any
type
Marvel,
hero,
yeah.
Yeah, would definitely get her beat because
Yeah.
like not only
They
are
did
you
have
dealing
two
with
solo
someone
movies.
who's proficient in hand to hand and all sorts
I
of
guess, yeah.
and also part of the Russian another part of of Russian family stuff. The Red Room stuff, their training
Tactical
was a
incoming.
lot more holy heck versus what
They
she
got a
kinda
room
went through.
versus she was more
More like
she got ballet floor.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All she
Well, I
had
guess that was a little unfair.
I can't. That's all she got.
Get out!
But yeah, Black Widows, man, yeah, they got their insides taken out. Like they can't have kids anymore. Like that's
Yeah,
to have them be more proficient in killing. That's
that's like
insane.
a couple pounds off of them to help them be more lighter on their toes and be more effective. Alright, I got another one, another Angelina Jolie, but this time playing as one of the characters in the movie Wanted.
Oh dang.
So not curve bullet. So she does have the curve bullet. She does have the repertoire of weapons, but she doesn't have the assassination or hand-to-hand combat skills. And this was slowly based on her character in the movie, not her character in the comic books.
Okay.
Which I know nothing about.
I don't know nothing about that either. So. We're fair. I would say, yeah, Angelia. No, I would say no. Like she would get her reason being is because all they do have technically is
Watch out!
the
Sniper!
curved bullet. But then again, if
And
it's
a curved bullet is greater than straight bullet. Because her curved bullet can straighten up. She have both bullets in her arsenal.
Totally.
yeah, but as soon as they find out that they can curve bullets, like okay.
Watch out!
You think she's gonna
Sniper!
try to figure it out?
I think if
She's gonna whip
they
that time?
if they missed the first curve bullet, then yeah, then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
okay. Like you just lost your element of surprise there. But she would be like kind of confused and yeah.
What the heck is this? I mean, she'll get
Curved bullets?
shot. I will see the fight going. She gets shot in the arm by a curved bullet, figures out the bullet could curve after the second shot, and then figures out how to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, nice. And then I got another one. So I don't know how familiar you are with this person, but the name is Aeon. I don't even know how to pronounce it. But from an old movie, yes, sir.
Oh dang. Well, she's
She is,
acrobatic as heck.
and she's a telepathic assassin. She got a little bit
Telepathic
of,
assassin.
yeah.
I mean, I guess
Got
anybody with
a
powers
little bit more
is gonna
science.
be kind of difficult for her to come back with, I guess.
Yeah.
So
But she's more of a theatrical killer versus Eve is more of a just straight up killer.
yeah, very much so. So yeah, I would give it to Eve on that one because it's more
She'll get straight to the point.
yeah. But if it's like another theatrical killer like Trinity, then dang, I gotta give it to Trinity.
that would have been good to add to the list. Alright, I got another one. Well, alright, so my list was, the way I came up with the list was I just looked up woman assassins. So, I guess they're not, people like that aren't, well, they didn't show up on my list. They weren't assassins, technically assassins. I was looking for like an assassin versus assassin. Which, it's interesting that they had Esther, the orphan girl, because she's not really an assassin. Right? She killed people, but, well, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I would have to look into what makes you an assassin versus just a mass murderer. But, alright, I got two more names for you.
Okay.
I got someone known by the name of Mila Jovovich, also known as the main woman in the movies Resident Evil.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
This is two guns in each hand,
two guns,
equaling 4 weapons at the same time.
Wow. That it.
That's a tough one.
It is a tough one because the thing is that, I mean,
She
a
could do
straight
backflips
shot
and
and
stuff.
that's
She could
it. But
run up the wall and do a backflip, and then kill the zombie.
yeah, because the
Something
thing.
I don't think I've seen Eve do. Something to keep in mind.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed is that she has a tendency of shooting people that are like stormtroopers that suck at aiming.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine John Wick in a zombie apocalypse. Like, he'd be fine. So.
Oh, he'd be so happy.
Yeah,
he'd be so
like,
happy.
Like, guns. I need more
Oh,
guns.
Yeah. He would never sleep.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I do have a list coming up, and I'm starting to build it for the John Wick. But that would be, we'll have that little game and that little conversation whenever we do have either confirmation or we've seen the next John Wick. So.
Okay.
Whenever that comes out, then we'll have that list shown up. So, anyways, Mila Jovovich.
Yes.
Who do you think? Or did you
Incoming lethal.
choose the Mila?
Cowabunga.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, she would definitely beat her. It's because if I'm seeing. Yeah, she's too weird to not win.
She does have, didn't she have the Umbrella Corps powers and stuff too? I guess it depends on what movie in the franchise you're comparing her to.
That is true. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, her recent iterations, I guess not. But she's pulled some pretty crazy feats. And the other one, like, I think it was like the second one where she like dislocated a finger and broke it back together and all that silliness. And
yeah, I mean, those are also things that the assassin Eve is part of her training.
Yeah.
Which I think about sometimes, or I thought about once. I was like, if you're in the school of assassins, do they teach you how to properly, and they would have to, like how to properly break your fingers or dislocate your joints in order to escape certain things? And it'd be interesting to me to create a film where you have that scenario pop up. Hey, I have to break my thumb in order to escape. But unfortunately, they never went through that course. And so they never learned how to dislocate their finger. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, it would
Skip that on that
definitely
course.
be interesting. But, yeah.
Alright, well, last name on the list.
Okay.
I think this one might be a one-sided fight, but we'll figure it out. This is Kate Beckinsale, also known in her role as the Underworld Woman.
Nice.
Vampire slash Lycan.
Dang. Yeah, I think
Not
Kate
Lycan.
Beckinsale's,
Lycan maker.
Underworld, you mean?
Lycan,
Yeah.
Lycan. Lycan Lyca. She likes the Lycans.
Using equipment.
Yeah. I think anybody with supernatural powers is definitely.
Hostile sighted.
Keep in mind, you're gonna have to have the same energy when there's these type of people versus John Wick.
Yeah.
It's a thought to have.
Man, but wouldn't that be a crazy crossover with like, oh yeah, John Wick is the Matrix if he took the red pill?
I think that would be a I think that would be a great storyline that I don't think they'll ever do. They probably are crossing over different franchises and stuff, but that would be a very interesting like reality type of shift where it's like John Wick was actually Neo. He just was in a coma and and he was too lost into this Matrix world or into this world of John Wick. And so they finally woke him up and the reality was this was the Matrix the whole time. That's why this world is so strange.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Right. Anyways, that was my list.
It would make sense about that. Yeah, I think another one that you kind of miss would be Ridley from Alien. Like she's pretty.
Well, those are more survivors though. You gotta keep in mind these are more people who survived getting attacked, or they're not people who are really set out to be assassins. They're people who are set out to kill people.
Yeah, but we got a cool suggestion. Kill Bill. Kill Bill.
I had that on my list.
Yeah?
But the reason I didn't bring it up is because I've never seen Kill Bill, and I didn't know if her name was Kill Bill, so I was.
No, her name is Beatrice, but they call her the Bride. Yeah.
Because when I looked it up, it did say Kill Bill.
Yeah.
I'm like, that can't be her name. They couldn't have named her Kill Bill. So I was like, and I had it on my list, but I didn't know what her actual name was. And I've never seen those movies, but have you seen the Kill Bill movie? Yeah.
Yes,
Alright, so
dude,
then what do you think?
There's an awesome analog about that. I mean, she is very proficient in hand-to-hand, so I think if it was something like that, like on those lines, yeah, it would 100% be one-sided. But because
to Kill Bill's favor? To Beatrice's?
Heck yeah, because like one of the things about, since we are playing Call of Duty, one of the challenges was doing this, and then with Eve, for Ballerina, you can get her nunchucks and such.
Which never really played out in the film.
Yeah, like
that didn't make
not
any
even
sense.
a little bit. Yeah, I thought that was gonna play a role. I think the reason why they did the whole nunchuck thing is because I guess it is like a clever way of resembling maybe her slippers, ballerina slippers. They do hold them like if it were nunchucks. So I mean,
The party's here.
I guess, but that's kind of a stretch though. That's just me.
Yeah.
Thinking that way.
A good thought, though.
Yeah.
So you got Kill Bill in that one, Mrs. Beatrice.
Yeah.
Good one. Well, that was my list.
Oh, but that was one that was given on the chat.
Nice.
Watch
but
it.
they said that Kill Bill would definitely win against Mrs. Smith. So.
Yeah. Well, then I mean, that brings up the question: how good are these assassins then in this John Wick world? You have Eve, who they made her out to have the skills essentially to be able to take out a whole island, or not island, a whole city, a whole town of pretty much assassin babies that grew up to be adult assassins, and she was able to maybe get punched in the face a couple times, but still managed to get out, take him out without really getting any damage onto her. So I would assume they made these assassins either to be just realistic badasses, or or maybe the bad guys just they suck in these films to really give kind of more realism into these are assassins. Yes, they're really good. Yes, but also they're bad guys. They're just also really that bad.
Yeah. But that's what's cool about this, I guess the ballerina movie in particular. Like, it was supposed to be a little bit more grounded, like, hey, here's someone,
Yeah.
like, anybody who would be in her shoes would not be able to last. Blood loss,
No.
all that stuff would be a huge role. And also, like, adrenaline will only take you so far, so even with her being, like, in tuxedo, she's just 10% John Wick, 10%
Yeah, man.
tuxedo suit. Like, she still was able to hold her own in a town full of, like, people that were training to shoot and such, so, yeah, it's quite a bit. What the heck?
Hey man, you kicked me out of the party, man.
It says it requires a restart. What?
Yeah, Call of Duty asked me for my birthday and stuff like that before I jumped in.
What? Okay, well, I guess we lost so bad that it's like, yeah, it might be the game. I guess we warmed up enough. Let's do, let's go ahead and do the other thing, because I know I have to do, like, one more challenge with the silly, Resurgence Casual, or just Resurgence Normal. Did we do the normal one? I think we did the normal one.
I have no idea, man.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure that out. Well, that was pretty good. Ballerina, so we got it. She a couple losses, a couple wins, but I guess the losses were a little bit unfair to her, going up against Marvel characters. But I do want to talk about just a couple upcoming things, man. So there was a trailer that dropped for the new Mortal Kombat movie. Now it was a little kind of a teaser. It was really interesting. The teaser was Carl Urban, most mainly known as the guy from The Boys, the main boy from The Boys, and he is going to be Luke Cage. And it's the trailer is just him pretty much doing it's a trailer within the trailer of an upcoming movie that Luke Cage is going to be a part of.
Right.
So, I thought it was pretty funny. The fight scenes and everything, which is, I'm assuming that it was purposely made to look like really bad fighting. But I do like Carl Urban's look as Luke Cage. I think he looks cool. In general, I do like that actor, but I don't know if you've seen that little teaser that they dropped.
Yeah, I legit saw it like a couple minutes ago before. Yeah, jumping on the
What do you think
stream.
about it? Yeah,
I love it because I don't know if you remember
it's funny.
a movie that we saw that is free on YouTube right now. I think they're still trying to scramble to make the sequel. I think the sequel is dealing with quite a little bit of turmoil, unfortunately, but it's
You're headed to the war zone.
like Kung Fury. You remember Kung Fury?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of gave me Kung Fury vibes, which I love.
Nice. I do like him as Luke Cage. Is that Luke Cage?
Yeah, it's
Am
Luke
I getting
Cage.
the name wrong? Yeah,
Oh wait, no,
Luke Cage.
it's
I'm getting the
no,
name
it's
wrong.
not.
dude.
It's Johnny Cage.
Johnny
Luke
Cage, bro.
the other
Luke
guy.
Cage
Whoa.
is Marvel, bro.
You messed me up.
I
Yeah.
should have said DC. It's DC, man.
Yeah.
Dude, man, whoa, where we heading to, bro?
I guess we'll stick
Johnny
with what?
Cage. My bad, chat. I'm a rookie to this. I'm learning the ways.
Enemy soldier
Yeah,
incoming.
we'll learn the ways. But we'll stick to the same spot that we are kind of comfortable falling in.
And surviving for a portion of the match. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I am excited for a Mortal Kombat movie. This is the second one. This is following up the first movie that came out a couple years ago. The latest one. Did you like the first movie?
I didn't see.
There was a little bit of hate. You didn't see the first?
Deploy
Oh
forward.
man.
We'll do the chemical engineering area.
Squad and hit the field.
Yeah, so, yeah, I didn't see the... It's because it didn't really interest me. They were taking it seriously. For me, I love the
Yeah.
original. The original is like, okay, you're kind of banking on, you know, the coolness of it, like, over the top.
Changing mags.
That's awesome. So I'm kind of happy to see more of like that, I guess, over the top, like and so with the second one, it's like, yeah, they show you, hey, it's gonna be over the top again. It's gonna be like not gonna take
It'll be
itself
fun.
serious. Yeah, be
Yeah.
fun. That's what I want to see. I want to see fun.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Yeah.
they always get stuck with like the drama, like, hey, let's make it serious. Let's make it like it's this is cinema, and it has to be like perfection, and I feel like it gets
Yeah.
lost with what it's trying to do.
Broke their armor. Yeah.
You know, it was the first one was a Mortal Kombat movie without the Mortal Kombat. So
People, yeah,
without the tournament, and it was. I don't really remember it that well, but it was a Scorpion that wasn't Scorpion. It had, I don't know, and then they unlocked their powers and stuff like that. So, which kind of makes me a little bit worrisome about this being a sequel to it. But I guess they would have to, because then if not, you're just
Broke their armor. Inserting armor.
doing you have
Inserting
to.
armor.
I guess their only route was to make it a sequel, but I hope they fix the wrongs and they make it fun, like you said. Make it a tournament.
Changing mags.
And I think what a better way to gather your fans than starting with Johnny Cage. And Carl Urban, I would assume he's a character that a lot of people respect and actually like.
Throwing tactical.
I think there's a lot of hope out there from fans. Ooh.
All bounty targets destroyed. Hell of a job.
No,
yeah, I'm with you there too. But with that actor in particular, like I see him awesome as
Changing
like,
mags.
like he would have also been a really good Kano too.
okay. Oh, yeah, with the Australian accent.
Yeah, he said, "Oi,
Yeah, we-
mate, I'm Kano. I'll come
Yeah,
with you with my
that. Who would you have right now as a Johnny Cage?
Man, well, my favorite fan thing was definitely Van Damme, but if I were to choose someone different, I mean, I don't like. I guess there's quite a few people that are pretty fun to use. Like you could definitely use like
Dude,
Ryan
get your
Gosling.
shields up. That would be fun, bro.
That would be fun.
Yeah, that would be
Especially
fun.
since he's like, yeah, I'm Johnny Cage. You know?
Yeah, I don't really see him as a big time action. Well, I don't know. I did really enjoy. He's a yeah. Never mind. He'd be a good choice. He's definitely really fun.
But besides that, I mean, I don't see anybody else be that. Because I mean, sure, people could say, oh yeah, Ryan
Yeah,
Reynolds,
that's a
but
perfect. Yeah, that's a really good choice.
for me in particular with Ryan Reynolds, like my thoughts is that, like, he is sarcastic and like he likes mean humor, which is okay. I mean, if that's your style, that's cool. But I just my preference is more like Deadpool. I know him to be silly, not know him to be like a sarcastic douche kind of a thing. He's more like silly and such. So for him, and Johnny Cage is kind of more like Gaston. He's too full of himself.
Yeah.
So I mean, but that's kind of
Ryan
like a
Gosling would've
pivot,
been
though.
great.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling would be perfect because it's like oblivious. Like, what do you mean? I am an awesome. Like, what are you talking about? Of course I did that. Yeah, but with someone else, it's like with Ryan Reynolds, it'd be like, yeah, what did you expect? Like, it'd be more mean, and so
Yeah.
for me, I'm like, But yeah, I think he'd be the best modern choice. But if I were to go back in time, Van Damme would be
Van Damme.
be
Yeah.
mine.
I mean, he was technically Johnny Cage. Behind you, there's two. I wouldn't go that way.
Last one standing.
But so yeah, I mean, so you're saying that this teaser has you more excited for the movie, and you're maybe actually gonna watch this movie now?
Heck yeah, I'm gonna see this one because I really do like how.
Good job, teaser. Then yeah, good job.
They did a good job. Yeah, because it's like I said earlier. Like I like Kung Fury, and Kung Fury was very like over the top. Like
nice. You like bad movies that are good movies.
And I got struck by a lightning. You know, it was just over the top. Wasn't taking so serious. It was perfect. And
nice.
I love it. So if they show a little bit of that would go a long way. Because that's the thing about Mortal Kombat. It's like, hey, these guys, like, you could do the X-ray and hurt somebody very bad, and this 100% would have, like, you know, all are really mortal injuries, but I mean they still fight for round 2. So it's like, yeah, come on, just show me more of that, because that's Mortal Kombat for me.
Yeah, you can't really ground it into a more serious tone movie. That's a little bit too. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to show off all their moves.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be like, in real life, I'd be like, that's a Q, that's a Q. That's a Q. Like, just point at the TV. That's a Q. That's a woo.
Yeah.
That's a Q. You know, it's like, just be like that, where it's like, dang, this guy died like 5 times, and he's still kicking. You know, it's like all he had was just a broken leg, and they're like, really, out of all that, like your neck was twisted, your arm was broken, and you walk out and it's just your leg. Because there's this scene in Dude, Where's My Car, where they're doing the whole Zotan. And then the guy was playing the piano, and then the piano, those like 100 keys stroke all at once. Like this person, if they were actually playing, it would be like their fingers would go all over the place. But instead, what the actor did was just literally push one key. And to me, it was like super funny, because I'm like, wow, it's like such disbelief. There's this other movie called The Disaster Movie, and so
I haven't seen that one.
There's this girl, I think it is that, I'm not sure. It's one of those movies, and it's the girl who's from, she's from Pineapple Express. She's that Bandcamp girl. She's also in How I Met Your Mother.
Oh yeah, I know, yeah.
So she's in this film, and I think she plays as like a love interest or something like that. And there's this part where she's riding a bike, and the person, like, she's riding the bike, and it's showing you how prolific she is about riding this bike. And the stuntman,
yeah, I know, She does like a wheelie, and the stuntman changes into a black
it's
guy.
like a very buff man.
Yeah.
It's like nailed it.
A tiny white girl, and then does a wheelie, and it's like this
buff dude.
so
funny.
Funny.
So it's like, show me more of that. Like, okay, like this, don't take this serious. It's supposed to be funny.
I know. I don't think they will go that extreme with this Mortal Kombat movie.
Go that extreme, but I miss that. Is what I'm trying to say.
If you do it too grounded, you would have to focus on the one character to create that drama fight. Where when you have so many characters, you have to make it fun and playful. And I would assume, like, I think that's the best way to do it. You can't introduce one character and have the story revolve around the one character, because then you would just assume the one character you're focusing on is the best character, is the people who are fans of the Mortal Kombat want to go see. Where that's not the case, man. Everybody has their favorite character that they choose, and then everybody has different. In reality, it's whoever you get the most kills with when you're fighting against your friend. But I think the disservice to the fans would be to focus too much on individual character and not doing the Mortal Kombat. There's a couple of things you have to do and a couple of characters you have to introduce. and I'm not too well versed into this world of Mortal Kombat, like with all the games and everything, but there's a couple people you need in there. And if you don't have them in there, at least maybe set them up for the next film or something.
So, I mean, if they even do, I mean, I guess they did do a movie on the first few games, but not really. So I'll kind of give you like a little bit of a synopsis of the of Mortal Kombat real quick, like the story, the best I
Nice.
can remember, right? Because it's been a
Nice.
hot minute.
Yeah.
So pretty much the story goes this: like pretty much the underworld wants to dominate pretty much Earth, the Earth area,
Enemy
which is
UAV
called.
overhead.
So there's two realms, and they kind of want to attack each other, pretty much. Well, one
Yeah.
of them wants to attack each other. And that's Shao Kahn. He's like, oh, I want to go and attack them. But they did this plan. They're like, hey, let's compromise. Instead of us going to full-out war and doing all this bloodshed and all this silly stuff, why don't we do a Mortal Kombat? So then that way, like, if you beat this, then cool. You are more than welcome to conquer it, and that's it. But if we win, you can't conquer it at all until the next match. And so they're like, oh, okay.
Nice.
And so I think it's like 4 challenges or something like that. So they got like Earth's mightiest fighters. So I think it's Luke Cage, Johnny, no, sorry, Johnny Cage, Luke Kane. There you go, Luke Kane. And dang, I died.
Oh,
Luke
we
Kane.
both died. Same guy. Double good.
Yeah, Luke Kane. I think it's, I forget what his name is. It's the guy with the hat.
I'm gonna name a bunch of people who are part of the Mortal Kombat.
Either way, the story.
Shao Kahn, Shaolin Monk, Bruce Lee. I don't know.
Okay, so either way, yeah. So they.
Stop.
So the first person is it's Johnny Cage. He's the first person to fight. So he's supposed to fight. And he wins. A lot. Oh, a lot of people are kind of upset with him being there because he wasn't really taking things serious or whatever. And so, and because of that, you know, but he wins because he's actually really prolific in fighting, even though he's a movie star, which is
Yeah.
pretty, like, funny for, like, I feel like that was like an inside joke for a lot of people at the time. Like, dang, we pose as good martial artists, but we're just actors who, you know, practice this, but it just turns out that, yeah, Johnny Cage was just that good. And so, yeah, he ends up beating the first challenge, and he thinks it's like, oh, okay, this is just a movie set. Alright, you want me to do this? Okay. Your guy isn't gonna get hurt for real, is he? And they're like, no, just do your thing. And so he beats the guy like nothing, and he's like, okay, let me know when the next scene is playing. And he's just 100% oblivious to what's going on. And everybody, even Raiden's like, dude, I think we should let him know, like, this is for his realm. Like,
You can die, man.
like, yeah, you can die. Like, this is serious. While all this was happening, I mean, I think it was Luke Kane and the princess, I forget her name. She's blue, right? She has the fans. I forget her name.
Here, I'll look up the cast real quick.
It's
I'll
not-
look up the Mortal Kombat
It's not
people.
Melina, because that's her sister, but it's... Dang. But they were kind of flirting with each other, you know? It was like a... You know, they kind of fancied each other, but they had to fight the next day. And while all
Kitana.
this... Katana, yes. And so while all this was happening, Shun Tzu was brewing a, like...
Shang
some-
Tsung.
Yeah, he was brewing a devious plot behind closed doors, kind of a thing. And so all of them were like, "Dude, this is kind of sketchy. This is weird." And so, you know, long story short, it ended up being Shang Tsung versus Liu Kang, and they fought. Liu Kang won, and he ended up being like the top dude who was able to beat it. And now, the second Mortal Kombat thing happened where, Shao Kahn is pretty upset. He's like, dude, this is not gonna be awesome. Like, I'm going to join this fight. And so, Earth Realm wins again, and so they're like, okay. And pretty much how the matches go is that it keeps going like pretty much the Earth Realm is winning all the time. And so Shao Kahn's like, screw it, I'm gonna just conquer you guys. Okay, you guys keep winning, so what's the point? I'm gonna just go and attack you. But I think he just forgets that, they keep winning, but it costs a lot of people's lives, this war. And so what's crazy is that I think it was Mortal Kombat 9 that tries to reboot the whole story by doing a Back to the Future kind of a thing. So, man, this is longer than I thought. So pretty much what ends up happening is that it's because I keep forgetting people's names.
Who you need? I got the
Raiden.
encyclopedia.
There you
Yeah.
go, Raiden.
That
Raiden in
guy's name is
particular.
Raiden.
Raiden. Yeah. He has like a premonition, like, dang, in the future, like a lot of us are gonna die. And so he's like having a premonition from him because he did turn evil. So he kind of tells his younger self from Mortal Kombat 1, hey, yo, dude, a lot of people are gonna die because they're scheming. So take this opportunity because they don't know that you know that I know that we both know because you are me, but I'm in the future, to try to like get these things, taken care of or whatever. And so he goes like, okay, yeah, let me go ahead and take care of this. And so it ends up backfiring hard. Like every move that this guy did to try to like save people ends up killing them. And Luke Cage is like, dude, you're bad. Like, you're the bad guy. You told us that this is to save Earthrealm, but every move you made, you've been killing us left and right.
Oh, damn.
And it was Raiden versus Liu Kang. And what's crazy about this game, to spoil Mortal Kombat 9, is that you play as Liu Kang. No, you don't play as Liu Kang, you play as Raiden. And you're supposed to kill Liu Kang. And Liu Kang dies by being electrocuted to death to the point where he catches fire. It's like, whoa. So the betrayal is like, holy hell. And then Armageddon happens and all that stuff. And so once again, reboot time. Because this is the thing about Mortal Kombat, they like rebooting themselves a lot. So they reboot themselves one more time. And then that's the Mortal Kombat 11 that you see. So I think they rebooted themselves like 3 times. And
you think so?
But I'm
it
saying
seems like yeah.
But what my point is that like that kind of sounds pretty fun of a story to just do live action, but they don't do that. Kind of like the comics, like, dude, this looks great, just do it live action, but they don't do that.
Well, it seems to me that in order for you to know the storylines, and all these stories that you're telling me, these are based on the gameplays of the games, right?
Yeah, they're like cutscenes and things that you see. They're not things that you just read, or like the endings of the arcade. Like, no, this is when you play story mode. Starting at Mortal Kombat 9. Like, yeah, that's a reboot. Mortal Kombat 11, that's a reboot. So, yeah.
Well, so in order to be really good at these, or make a good film, it seems like you would have to play just the director, at least, or the guy who's gonna make the script. You would need to essentially play all the games, figure out which game has the best storyline, or at least hire somebody who's played all the games and really go. Or would you, if you're gonna make a film, go make a film based on one of these games, or the storyline within one of these games, or would you just try to use these characters and build your own story, right? And then just maybe use the basics of what these games are about. Because I would assume the majority of the people who know about Mortal Kombat really don't know Mortal Kombat for its game storyline, more so they know it. It's a fun arcade game.
Changing mags.
Now it's a fun game to play just against people. I would argue there's not a lot of people that know these stories that are actually in these games. So would you go based on one of the games, or would you try to create your own little, like your own story for a film?
So for me, like, hey, the thing that can change is the beat by beat, but just the characters themselves don't change that. So like, let's say
Yeah,
Jax,
which was the problem with the first movie. The main guy wasn't Scorpion.
Yeah, it wasn't Scorpion, wasn't like any of the new
Original
kids.
character, yeah.
Even like I feel like the worst story of Mortal Kombat game-wise was Deception, because the main character was, I mean, he sat in jail for like 50 years and really didn't do much, and so yeah, and it was just a naive monk pretty much. So
Changing mags.
I would just say, hey, the rivalry between Scorpion and Sub-Zero, like, I gotta keep those beats, right? But how I portray those beats, that's where the fun is. So, like, the Mortal Kombat 1 that we played, that's pretty fun to see. Like, hey, they're brothers. It's like, what?
Yeah.
They're brothers? They're bros?
Friendly loadout drop.
I mean, it would make sense
Those
if I were to make a film to make them as Dos Bros.
Yeah.
They're the same. They're two ninjas that look the same. Just one's orange and one's blue, and then they have different powers. It would make sense to make them brothers in the film.
Changing mags.
Wow, that's good. It's not the best. Yeah, so, and that's the thing about it too, is that I feel like what they did in Mortal Kombat 1 was really refreshing, because it's like, hey, not only are you seeing
Mortal
these two
Kombat
brothers,
won the game.
yeah, Mortal Kombat 1 the game, that they're brothers,
No,
but
not the movie.
the betrayal feels a little way personal now.
Yeah.
Because yeah, it was before.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you killed my whole family. It's like, no, it wasn't me. It was the sorcerer. He framed me, and so that's like, dang, that's crazy, cool. But then on the game, Mortal Kombat 1, it's like, oh, it's you know, it's the same story. Like, hey, the sorcerer, he's confusing you to being the evil, vindictive one, but the way how you got there was different, you know?
Changing mags.
So I feel like that would be
Remain.
cool.
You're
Like,
almost done here.
just keep the
We've got
beats,
10 squads active
but how
in the
you
field.
play them out, have that be different. Because that's the thing is,
Yeah.
you're people who are gonna see this is people who love the movie, right? I mean, love the franchise. It's not people who,
Well,
because let's say someone doesn't know what Mortal Kombat is, right?
yeah, I think that's who you're trying to.
Will they see this film, or will they be interested? Is it cheesy?
I think that's where the audience they're trying to look for, because I think that's the audience that you make the money out of. You can't have your hardcore fans, and then you have people who know about it, and then you have the people who don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
And I think if you make a movie, it depends on. I would assume it would depend on their budget and how much money they need to make in order to make it profitable, and also the actors that you have, because certain actors do pull in audience that maybe don't know about a film or don't know what the movie's about. For example, you have a Leonardo DiCaprio movie coming out. You don't know what the hell the movie's about, but you know he's in it. So he pulls. So I think Carl Urban, they're doing a good job bringing him in. He's definitely going to bring in a good amount of fans of him. And then you're going to have your hardcore fans. That's a given. So you don't have to essentially, you don't have to advertise the film to your hardcore fans, because they're going to watch either to love it or to hate it, or at least to see what they made of this film. And you have your casual fans who So I would say their main goal and anybody's goal that are making these films are definitely, yes, trying to play a very good tribute to the hardcore fans, to not give a disservice to them, but at the same time, their main goal is
Biofile is active.
in
Buy station
hopes to
prices
have a movie that rakes in as much money as possible. And then I hope they do a good job. I just I don't know. I think there's a lot more people who just know Mortal Kombat as a game where people fight against each other, and there's no real storyline to them, but just a variety of characters. But it's the story that you present that are in the games. It seems like a, a story that would only exist in a like not it's not a grounded movie. It's or a realistic grounded movie. It's a fight for the realms. If you lose this fight, you lose your realm essentially, and you have to make it. And then the characters in itself, they look wild as hell. You can't have the four-handed guy without his four hands. So I think it's like making a Dragon Ball Z live action film. You kind of shoot yourself in the foot making the Dragon Ball Z live action film. People are gonna want to see the hair. People are gonna want to see the hairline from Vegeta.
You got 4
People are gonna
remaining.
want to see the
Stay
green alien guy that
sharp. 5 squads
who's
still
Piccolo.
operational in the AR.
Your bad guy Frieza, or maybe make Vegeta the bad guy. So I think when I say is they shoot themselves in the foot, is it's very difficult to appeal to every side. So
Biofile's done.
I get that being said, I think you're 100% on it. Where you have to, you just have to be fun with it. You gotta have as much fun. You're not gonna appeal to everybody, so might as well just appeal to the people who actually appreciate it and have fun.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Woo!
Get ready.
I can
I
be
just
a
feel
risk.
like it's kind of like John Wick. Hey, I'm seeing a world of assassins, so show me a world of assassins. Like, embrace it. But a lot of people try to give you like the diet version.
Be
Like,
advised,
yeah,
resurgence is no longer
Yeah.
The
active.
Diet Coke of
It's-
Mortal Kombat.
it's 1 calorie, not coke enough. So
Changing
Supply
mags.
crates have been restocked. Load
yeah,
up.
it's just one of those things where it is sad to see it try to be like
3 squads left in the war zone. Stay alert.
like for me it would be sad if they like Forbidden Kingdom it too. It's like, oh, it's a kid who's experiencing the story of Mortal Kombat and knows, oh, I know this part, and it's like, man, if I want to have that, I can see live, Last Action Hero. So
Yeah.
it's that too, but I don't know.
Less than 5 were still standing.
But
Next
what
time,
about you,
take
bro?
that victory.
What is it? What is something you want to see in this Mortal Kombat movie? Are you excited?
Yeah. I'm excited. What brought my excitement is Carl Urban. The teaser I think is really fun. I just really hope they make, and I think the trajectory to all upcoming action films, and I really hope it is the more crazy good the action looks, the better. We've seen it with the Marvel movies. John Wick proved it. Daredevil, the reason they loved it was the action and the realness to it. So I have a feeling, which is what excites me a little bit about this Mortal Kombat film, is I really feel that they're gonna bring a good service to the action, the fighting, the sequences and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I am really excited for it. But on to the next thing, we do have. I don't know if you've seen it. I didn't see it, but I did see that there is a Hitman game coming up. But it's only gonna be for iOS users.
What?
They're not putting it for the Android. So it's a couple things that I want to ask you about it. One is, how do you feel about a new Hitman game? Also, how do you feel about it being only on the game or on your phone, and then not only it only being on your phone, only being made for certain phones, which is what I would assume is the new Microsoft versus Sony world, where you have your Xbox games and then you have your Sony games. And my question is, do you think this is the new war of games, where now you're seeing
Check
In,
weapons and
in
gear.
order to play this game, you need to have an iPhone. In order to play this game, you need to have an Android. Or do you think this is just maybe something that, I don't know, a glitch in the matrix? But it's a couple of things.
I feel like Mean Girls with iPhones and Androids fighting like this. It's like, quit making fetch happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, people are on their phones, but it's so uncomfortable to play
Enemies are dropping
on the
into
phone.
area. Watch the
Changing
skies.
Yeah.
mags.
Yeah.
Like for me in particular, like I just don't like it. I don't like it.
All stations
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shut up, Chris.
I need a, a controller. Like there's just it is convenient, I would say, but it's
I need to connect the controller to my phone and then have my phone projected on my TV in order to play games on my phone.
yeah.
But it's I thought it was pretty interesting. I think it's kind of like you said, it's almost childish. How are you gonna make phones for the games for your phones that are only gonna be specific to certain
Set a drop point for your squad.
hardwares, your iPhones or your Androids? It's like they're just constantly competing with each other, this iPhone and Android.
I just like I don't know. Like that's like the cool thing about iPhone is that it's an iPhone, but that's the only thing that's cool about an iPhone, unfortunately. Oh, it's an iPhone, cool. Your tattoo says blue, my tattoo says green. You know, it's like
yeah.
it's cool,
Nice.
awesome. Yeah, because
Nice.
I keep saying, dude, where's my car?
Yeah.
But with that, it's just yeah, it's. I think it's kind of silly because I mean you can emulate almost anything on an Android, so technically.
Yeah.
Enemy soldier
If you're really
incoming.
gonna want to play the game and you have an Android, honestly, it's the best. It's better that it's iPhone only, because anybody with an Android has essentially access to everything else. Where if it was Android only, then maybe you're screwed. So,
Yeah.
I think if you really want to play the game, you'll find a way as an Android user. So I think it was just. I don't think it's gonna last. I think they're definitely gonna lose a big audience, not audience, but a lot of people from potentially playing their games. So, but it is interesting for a Hitman game. I think the benefit that you have where you're a developer for the Hitman games or you're tasked to make a Hitman game, the benefit you have from it is you can make it as simple as possible. And I think that works for Hitman. I think an overly complicated game will, I don't know. What do you think? You think the simpler the better for it, or for a Hitman game, or no?
I mean, they did, from if I remember, because I remember random things at times. If I remember correctly, one of the things that they did do is a Hitman game on the phone, and it was kind of turn-based style.
Good kill. Marking the rest of that squad on your tac map. Get hunting.
Ooh, there's another guy up on the top. Yeah, it was turn-based type thing where it's called Hitman Go, if I remember correctly. I think they did the same thing with like Lara Croft, like Tomb Raider, which is kind of silly, but I mean it didn't last too long. I think a lot of people were happy with it, and some
Yeah.
people weren't. There was also this demo. It's like the sniper demo. I think that can be pretty cool online. But I guess it's like, I mean on the phone. But I get if they make a full-blown game on the phone,
I don't think it wouldn't work. Game on the phone, games come and go. The only way I think you will need to have a world building game in order to have a successful phone game. An actual game
Changing mags.
with a storyline and a beginning to end, and you need to invest hours in. I don't think it works for a game or for your phone. So I guess brings more to my point of the unnecessary choice of having to make it an Android or an iPhone specific game. But who knows? I thought it was just interesting, something
Oh
interesting
yeah,
to
it
bring up.
is pretty interesting to bring
The
up. Oh,
fact
there's
that
someone inside this house.
iPhone's doing this.
Why are you climbing like?
Enemy field upgrade. Changing mag.
Oh my gosh!
Target down.
I ran out of
Nice.
ammo. That's
Dude,
fine.
you got
Enemy field upgrade.
That is fine. Oh, I think more people are
Enemy
coming.
field upgrade.
But yeah, that's a really fun like topic. Like, would you be
Inserting
interested in
armor.
playing phone games on the phone? For me, I'd be more
I
than,
haven't yet, so no.
I'd be more than happy to play like
yeah.
Pokemon. Like, that's pretty cool on the phone.
Yeah, I'm with you. I can't play. I mean, my phone. No. I'd rather just get a DS and play it on the DS or PlayStation or PSP. I need a physical. I need buttons.
Buttons.
I need buttons,
Yeah,
man.
I'll need buttons too. But if it's but if it's something like turn-based, like Pokemon, where it's like, hey,
Incoming lethal.
you don't have to worry about. There's two people outside.
Yep.
A down
Well,
one.
I haven't yet played a game like that,
Changing mag.
so I can't say I will or won't enjoy it.
Like they did
Yeah, bro,
Persona.
you can everybody.
Yeah. Jeez, I'm a veteran now.
Oh, got executed. But yeah, on to the last little bit of news. Dexter, new season came out. Dexter Resurrections. I don't know if you know anything about it, but it is following up on the last season of the last Dexter. That was the last kind of push to Dexter kind of surviving Miami and then going off to an ice world. And then it is spoiler if you haven't seen that season, which I haven't, but Dexter dies at the end, so not that big of a spoiler because he obviously comes back for this last season, and it's also called Resurrection. So
Yeah, well that's
not a
okay.
spoiler
To
at all.
kind of save you from like the spoiler, it's like, hey, spoiler, Spider-Man gets beat up, but I mean he's okay on the next one.
yeah.
It's like, hey, he's gonna cry, but he's alright because you wiped the tears at the end of the movie. It's like,
yeah.
don't worry about it. So it's
That's the spoiler to it. Yep.
yeah. But from what I've heard, I haven't seen it myself. But from what I've heard a lot of people were very enthusiastic about it. Where it's like, dang, this is the type of character development that we've been craving, and I think that's pretty sweet. Really, that like I think that a lot of people just want character development. Like, don't give me story without character development because
Yeah.
that's that doesn't do anything for me, kind of a thing, you know?
Yeah. I think this new season, episodes come out every week, I believe, or a couple come out at the same time. 3 are out now. I think it's like 2 episodes that come out the next week, or I don't know how it's working, but it's definitely not a week-to-week schedule in terms of 1 episode per week. But I think it's gonna follow more his son in this. I'm not too sure. I do see it, and I do think, like, wow, Dexter looks old. He's an old man now.
Get ready. Resurgence window is about to
But I'm a big fan of Dexter. I'm gonna watch it just because I'm a fan of Dexter, but at the same time, maybe these are one of those shows that, even though it ended really horribly, the original Dexter series, I think maybe it's just one of those shows where you just let it die. Or not let it die, but just no need to really bring it back.
Well, I mean, the thing is that I don't know who the heck was a huge fan of Dexter who was like, hey, let me fund a whole bunch of shows. Like, out of nowhere we got
Oh, you think that's what it
Dexter's-
was?
Maybe, man, because like out of nowhere we got
That makes sense.
Dexter's first sin, and it's like, okay, let's
Yeah, yeah,
expand
yeah,
this one
Enemy
plot.
UAV overhead.
yeah. That's true. That's
And
true.
I was talking to a coworker about Dexter, and he's like, "Hey, did you know that in the book, his dark passenger was actually kind of like supernatural?" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah." And his
Interesting.
brother didn't die like immediately. He's actually present throughout the whole thing, even at the end. I'm like, "What?"
Hmm?
And so I'm like, "Man, that would change the story a lot." Imagine if his brother didn't die, like he's
Yeah,
still alive, the ice truck killer.
yeah.
Like
That would
that's
also change the way some people might even feel about the show.
Resurgence has been
You
yeah.
know,
deactivated. This is
sometimes
the end game.
knowing how the book goes, you
Enemies are
automatically
dropping into the
become
area. Watch
loyal
the
to the
skies.
book. And then
Supply crates are restocked.
if the
Advise you to
movie or
load up
TV
now.
show doesn't make it look like the book, then it's not as good as the book. So, hmm, that is interesting though.
Yeah, I just think that's it's a fun
You've made it
topic.
to the top 5.
Yeah.
Oh, we're
5
top
squads
5.
still operational in
5
the
Well,
AO.
squads.
interesting for the story, a little bit of a spoiler for Dexter. I did see a little bit of the beginning. They do have a little recap, a spoiler, so big time spoiler. Not big time spoiler, maybe big time spoiler, I don't know. But he obviously got shot in the end of the
Your squad's
last
in the
season.
safe
Well,
zone.
big time spoiler for the last season, I
Gas
guess.
is
But if you
inbound.
see the recap to the new season, it's not a spoiler because they go through it. But he gets shot, and then he's in a coma because he lost a lot of blood. And
Hostile UAV
in his
in the
coma,
area.
spoiler alert again,
Enemy UAV
he
is
does.
online.
It does go through
Enemy
all
deployed an
the,
advanced
not all of them,
UAV.
but the main players, I guess, that are either still alive or look like how they looked in Dexter, that from his original series. So they do go through the Trinity Killer. He has a conversation with the Trinity Killer. He has a conversation with Dokes. He has a conversation with
Oh,
uh,
that's awesome. He's like,
the
surprise,
lawyer.
mother.
Yeah, he does. He does show up. He literally does that, bro. So that was funny, and he also has a conversation
Enemy dropping
with
into the AO.
what's his name? I don't know his name, but the Spanish lawyer guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's in
That
Star
guy.
Wars.
Yeah,
He
he hasn't
saves,
had a conversation with Deborah or with.
they're on the roof.
Oh, he did have a conversation with his father too. So
Move to
did
the safe
they
zone.
did bring a lot of callbacks to that
Losing
to
ground.
those people. So that's really interesting
Right.
and nice to see those
What?
who are fans of him.
So like, that's a good thing about it too. It's like, hey, we're gonna reward you also on being a fan, you know. Dang.
Yeah, we immediately go silent trying to snipe somebody.
Yeah,
Damn, you
I
got
got
somebody.
him.
Nice.
3 squads left in
There are
the
times
war
where I
zone.
shine, there
Stay
are
alert.
times where I don't. Let's go ahead and throw one of them, just cause. Just cause. Oh, I think they're biding time for their partner to come back.
Oh, this thing. Yeah, I think there comes a certain period where you stop being able to.
The safe zone is a long way from your location. Move
Yeah.
I
like
think you
you
stop
mean it.
being able to come back.
Oh, cool.
I
But he's gonna have to.
over.
I fell over again. Alright. Well,
Changing mags.
if he wants to run.
Sorry, listeners, we are in the midst
Oh.
of battle right now,
Forget it.
but we must focus.
He might.
Marking target.
Oh, potatoes. I'm gonna run.
No, I can't climb up.
Oh, potatoes. He's in there. He's in there
I
somewhere.
have a mask, so I'm able to hide back here.
I don't know how to. Oh my gosh.
I have a mask, you don't have a
Marking
mask.
target
There's
location.
someone in there. Someone in there. I swear. I saw them.
Ah, come on. It's moving so slow.
Oh, oh.
There you go.
I gotta
Inserting armor.
insert armor. Oh, there he is. Got him.
I'm good.
Oh, got him!
Got. Oh, I'm stuttering. I'm getting excited.
Stay They picked the wrong.
Yes, let's
Victory
go!
on the streams.
Das
On the
Pros!
streams.
Let's go!
On the streams. Yeah, that's when I was stuttering. I was like, oh, oh. You know, I got
Oh,
scared.
nice! You shot the window and it ricocheted
Right
up
into
in
his
the
face.
window, right into his face.
Yes.
Nice.
Very nice.
That was a good win. Good win, chat.
Good one.
Nice.
There you
Look at
go.
those.
Donatello,
Das
Michelangelo.
Ninja Turtles.
The balls. Yeah, we good bros. Das bros. I feel like there are the two that would always work well together. Michelangelo and Raphael.
Yeah. Yeah, Michelangelo always testing Raphael's patience, but having enough patience to deal with him.
He's like,
Nice.
seriously,
That
bro.
was legit.
Yeah.
Well, that was a perfect ending to start off our main composition.
Yeah. Super of the Man.
Super of the man. Bum, 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 bum. Movie
Super
time,
of the
movie time,
man.
talk time.
Talk time.
Yes, sir. So we'll kick it off first and foremost with the initial thoughts. Now, this is the first time we actually managed to watch a movie, and we're gonna talk about a movie within a week of it coming out. So fairly fresh on the minds of hopefully everybody who's wanted to see the movie, have seen the movie.
Yeah.
And big time spoilers coming up, but we'll start the little spoiler, or start with a little less spoiler right now. But just to kick things off with the Superman. The Superman.
Yeah.
One second.
Yeah, we're gonna have.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. It just kicked me out. It's not really loading in. But yeah, take your time. I have like
No, I'll jump in.
technical-
Where am I?
Well, it's not letting me
no,
in at
I'm-
all. So
Yeah, well,
I have
don't worry about it.
technical difficulties.
I left the match.
There it is.
Am I with you? Yes. No? Yes. Am I?
Maybe.
No. Leave.
Quick join. Oh wait, but that makes you boss. Alright, there you go, boss. You boss. So you can just start match and we should be good.
Okay. Fine match. Let's go. Alright, so big time movie time. Superman time.
Superman time.
We'll start off before just our little preview thoughts, a little bit before we saw the movie. Just for the fans out there, people who don't know, what were your thoughts? What were you expecting before jumping into this movie, man?
Well, I kind of my first initial thoughts, like sitting down and then being able to see it, like there was this cool blurb. I want to just go on this little fast tangent. There was a funny.
Anyways, enough about you.
Enough about you.
No, I'm just playing. Yeah.
Good one, bro. All right, so continue on. Yeah, I don't know if you've seen the commercial of Naked Gun, or it's like a remake that they're doing of.
Oh, yeah, dude, with Liam Neeson.
With Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
He showed up and on the screen and was like, "Good luck seeing a guy who wears his underwear outside his suit." And he was just bashing Superman, which is funny, before watching Superman. So.
Oh, what?
Yeah, and that was
Oh,
our
I
experience.
didn't. Yeah, I got there right when the movie started.
Yeah, for us it took 30 minutes before it started, so. Like,
Yeah,
we kept count.
I did the bright idea. I was like, I took a nap before I went to go see the film. For those of you who don't know, and shouldn't know, but I'll let you know. I had to work at night, and so I was a little tired the next day, and the day I had my showing for Superman. So I had the bright idea, let me take a nap, but before I go, let me chug a large iced coffee. It's one of the worst mistakes I probably ever could have made before watching a film. Because the whole time, just fill in the blank. Anyways, but yeah, as you were saying.
So, yeah, like my first thing was like I was gonna clear my mind.
Yeah.
and then kind of like Total Recall, clear my mind, and then just let myself see this film for what it is and
Yeah.
enjoy it. And so,
What do you mean by that?
I
Like,
really didn't have...
don't bring your Superman knowledge that you know from before. Just, it is what it is, and I'm enjoy it. Or what do you mean?
Just let this movie speak for itself. Because my thoughts before was like,
Interesting.
I'm more excited for Fantastic Four than this movie, and
Yeah.
reasons being is because the commitment and all that blah blah blah. And I talked about that before. So on the last stream of Superman versus Fantastic Four. So with this one, I just wanted to come in, have fun, see this thing. I also bought the bucket. The bucket's huge. It's like the Aquaman bucket. It's gigantic. It came in with two
What's the bucket about?
So the bucket was I'll take a picture and show you. I'll try to see if I can put it on the video for the.
That'd be a good thumbnail.
So it was pretty fun. Popcorn tin. So the popcorn tin has Superman's like logo, nice and big.
Nice.
They also had a lid, which is pretty cool. But on the other side of the tin, it had Metropolis, like his layer on the back, and on the front has a huge Superman sign. And the lid looks like a Captain America looking shield with the Superman logo, and it looks pretty sweet. So when I saw the tin, I'm like,
nice.
We got to get it. We need this. This is something that would be very nice for the collection. So yeah, and it came with 2 cups. I thought it was like an error. I'm like, wait, what are you doing? You serving 2 cups? But I heard someone else had also 2 cups, so I'm like, oh, okay. He made me feel so special, but yeah.
But I came by myself.
But yeah, I came by myself, drank by myself, ate chips by myself. Oh, we have someone on the roof. So yeah, it was quite fun. Experience before even seeing them film.
Nice. So you're already in a good state of mind. You're just ready to enjoy the film, ready to set it up. I was, I mean, you know my thoughts. I was, well, for those who don't know, we did talk a little bit about our excitement towards this film and versus our excitement towards Fantastic Four, and I was very excited for the film. I was excited more so for what the film meant for DC in the future, but I will say where you were in a good Zen mode before watching the film and more excited to watch the film, I actually, before I saw the film, I did ask a couple of my coworkers their opinions on the film. I was like, yo, are you guys gonna watch the new Superman movie? And my coworkers are just a collection of the most normal people you would probably find out there in the world. And I asked them, hey, are you guys watching the film? One person didn't even know there was a Superman movie coming out.
Wow.
Yeah, which really, it blew my mind. I was like, there's no way. But they had no idea there was a Superman film coming out. And then the other one was not excited, nor was gonna go watch it at all. Knowing there was a Superman film, being a little bit more involved into this world of superhero films and things of the sort, they just weren't excited for it. And asking them why, the answer was, I've seen this before. I'm not excited to see another iteration of Superman being boring or just, I've seen it before. I want to see something different, and I feel like if I go see the film, I'm just gonna see the same thing. So I guess there was this I guess this thought that, which is I don't think it's that off, but I think a lot of people look at Superman as a boring character, and watching the films or the movies, I guess that's also how this person felt. Like, yo, I'm not really into watching another Superman film. They've been boring, so that in mind, I was like, oh man, well, that's interesting. I guess so it kind of lowered a little bit the expectations for me, being how excited I was. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, they have their opinion for a reason. Maybe, you know, Superman, and then they brought me the realization. Yeah, I mean, Superman. I guess he is one of the most boring superheroes in the DC world. So I was excited, but I was still excited. I have faith in James Gunn. I knew James Gunn makes great films, so I was really excited. I'm like, Superman has to be great. Looks colorful, and I'm into colorful, and so.
Ooh, that's the
Those were my preview thoughts, not preview thoughts, but I were so going into next. You wanna give a little non-spoiler review about what this movie was about, real quick, before we get into a nice little deep conversation about the film.
Yeah, there's two dudes on the first floor. Yeah, so
Changing mags.
Enemy UAV is
um
online.
pretty much my thoughts like my spoiler thoughts, I guess I'll give non-spoiler thoughts and then my spoiler thoughts, like did I like it, did I not like
Win
it?
this thing.
Yeah,
Did I like it?
Got 10 squads
It
active
was
in the
decent.
field.
Like I would say it's a 7. It's a solid 7.
the
Ooh,
solid
a
7, you'd say.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Inserting armor.
solid 7. um I There was a lot of fun parts. Like I like the visuals. I think one thing that they play a lot of comparison game with. Oh, Zack Snyder cuts,
Squads
and
in the safe zone.
because I like
You're
that's
losing
such an
ground.
old take
Move it.
now. Zack Snyder's cut is deserving of recognition and such. Like yeah, sure, I see what you're saying, but um. Like, you gotta let this film speak for itself too.
Changing mags.
Yeah.
But I would say that they both have a really awesome way of visually, like showing you something awesome. Like
Yeah,
they
and
do
completely
a
different
crazy good
styles.
job. Yeah.
Yeah, Zack Snyder has this more dark, glowing, or Zack Snyder dark but explosive and serious tone to his films. And then I would say James Gunn has more of a colorful. Let me just bring out as much as I possibly can to whatever the world that I'm trying to introduce has to offer. And I think just to give I guess a quick recap of what the movie was about without getting into spoilers. Just basic recap. It's a Superman film that does revolve a lot on Superman, obviously. But it's more of like it's a Superman film
Inserting armor.
that starts with a world where Superman already exists. There's no real you don't see his origin. It's not an origin film. He's already established. It's a world where these heroes are already established, and you have your Lex Luthor on it, who plays the main role in trying to take down Superman, and he does it in a couple of different ways. And it's pretty much a film of Superman, I guess, surviving what's going on around him, but also fighting what's going on around him. I don't know if that really makes sense. Maybe I confused the plot a little bit, but yeah, that's just the gist of the plot. I like the movie a lot. I think I definitely think
Enemy UAV overhead.
Fantastic Four cannot beat this film, or won't be able to beat this film. For me, out of 10, I would probably give this film a solid 9 out of 10. 9.5. Maybe it's recency bias, and it's probably more so the feeling I had after I left the movie theater watching this film. This was one of the rare films where, and it's almost like you listen to a song that you didn't expect it to be, or you just listen to a song and it just so happens to be a really amazing song, and it just so happens to end up being a song you can listen to like 4 or 5 times in a row because of how good it is. It makes you feel good. You hear it and it just motivates you, makes you feel happy. That's kind of the same feeling that I had after watching the film. I was like, this film made me feel good, made me feel happy, made me feel motivated, and I just really enjoyed the film. So, yeah, I think it's very interesting. You're 7 out of 10. I think that's a strong mark, but almost on par. So I did look up a little bit about the opinions that people have. On Google, I just looked up the ratings around it, and it has roughly the same ratings as Ballerina. So then, at this point, I don't know if I should trust the ratings, but it had an 86 on Rotten Tomatoes, a 7 out of 6 in the IMDb, and an 8 out of 10 in IGN. So it seems like it does have a positive rating, and from what I've seen on the YouTube and a lot of people giving their own ratings to the film and explaining a little bit about the film, it seems like a lot of people did enjoy it. Some people say it's probably one of the best DC films right now. It could also be recency bias, but it does seem like a lot of people like the film, and maybe for a lot of people it is probably the best DC film right now. In my opinion, I will say I think it is, man. I think it's probably one of the best ones out there right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, I would say, yeah, same. Like, I would agree with that. To me, I would equate Ballerina with Superman. Like, for me, I had the same feelings, sensations, and such. So
interesting.
Because we'll get to it on a non-spoiler. I mean, on the spoiler side, but the non-spoiler side is that this Superman to me is the same as Christian Bale's Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these two people are perfect. We need someone that's like, alright, I got shot, I hit, and then you got this Superman who's like not the best Superman. And that's like my like non-spoiler thought is that this Superman is definitely not the best Superman.
You mean like the
seen.
David Cornsweet or Cornsweet, the actor playing Superman, or Superman's portrayal, or just Superman versus other Superman?
I couldn't see another actor do this story justice.
Yeah.
But I have seen someone do the character justice. So
that was one of my thoughts. The thought that my coworker had, he was all like, I'm not interested in watching another Superman guy, especially when this new Superman looks like your old Superman. It looks the same guy. It's like they just hired the same person. It's like, if that was the case, why didn't they just hire the same actor, Henry Cavill, to play Superman again? And it was true when they did the initial castings. I did look at David Cornsweet. I'm like, he does look like Henry Cavill a little bit. They do have a lot of they look, yeah, I mean, they're not too far off. They do look about the same. At that time, Henry Cavill did look a lot bigger than David Cornsweet did. But it could be that he picked up a lot of weight, or maybe I've never seen him act before, but there's definitely a huge size comparison between this Superman and Henry Cavill. But as I was watching the film, a thought did come to my mind where I was thinking, as much as I do like Henry Cavill and he was a great cast for Superman, I do not see him having the ability to play Superman in the way that this actor played Superman. There was, in my opinion, there was a lot more range in the Superman, but if you were putting them in the room, which Superman would beat which Superman up, I would 100% say Henry Cavill Superman would destroy this guy.
He made eye contact with the Flash.
Yeah, yeah, he tripped the Flash. That's how fast he was with just his eye contact.
Yeah.
But I think so they did depower Superman. I don't know if they did that on purpose or not, or maybe they just didn't.
That part was fine. Highlight. But I want to ask you a question before we go spoilers, right?
Okay.
What would you rate this movie? Oh, it's a two-parter now. What would you rate this movie? 0 out of 10.
Mhm.
Like, what would you rate?
Oh, 9 out of 10, dude. 100% 9 out of 10.
Okay. And so
9.5. Very close to being perfect.
My second question for you, my good soul, is what would make it a 10?
I probably watching it again, and maybe I don't know. A 10 would be like a perfect movie. I think.
In the area.
I think maybe it could be the fact that I'm not too crazy into
Inserting
seeing
armor.
so many characters. The way that James Gunn does it, he throws in a ton of characters in his movies, and I'm not. And a lot of his characters are a little too crazy for me. For example, Guardians of the Galaxy, I think there was a lot of characters in that film that I was
I dropped the armor for you.
sweet. I need the weapon.
Oh, weapon? Crap,
Yeah, I'm
someone's
going
up here.
downstairs. There's a guy second floor.
Broke their armor.
I got him.
Enemy destroyed.
Nice.
He has
Attack map
weapons.
to hunt down the rest of them.
Nice.
Inserting
I
armor.
need weapons. But where were my thoughts at? What would make this? What would make it a 10? I don't know. I would have to see the film again. I do know it's not perfect. I do know there definitely things that
Enemy soldier incoming.
I think another issue that I also had was
Good kill. Marking the rest of that squad.
I feel like it was a pretty short film, or maybe I was just enjoying it too much at the moment where it seemed a lot. The
Inserting
movie
armor.
probably moved a bit quicker than I expected it to be, but I would have to see it again to really get a solid opinion onto if I feel this movie is either a 9. I don't think it would drop at below 8 though. So for me right now, it's definitely a 9 out of 10. A rewatch would just be to see if it's maybe higher. So maybe if it's a 9.5 or so.
Okay,
But-
so let's do spoiler talks now. So,
All right, spoiler time, big spoiler time.
Squad mates are
spoiler
in the safe
time.
zone.
Yeah. So, what is kind of like your 2 cents about the film? Like, what makes it a 9 for you?
I think what makes it a 9 for me was, and this is one of my thoughts that I had with this film, is this is a film where I think it's their ability to show that Superman isn't just like it. I think, let me gather my thoughts real quick.
Okay. You want me to go
What-
so that way you can gather
Yeah,
your
you go.
thoughts?
So yeah, let me gather my thoughts.
Okay. So the reason why it was a 7, for me in particular, like
Oh
I
yeah,
gotta
that's a
stop saying
bigger
that.
question. Why was it so low?
Well, it's spoiler time. Spoiler talk. Spoiler talk. I think the reason being was because of how Superman was portrayed. Like, there's a lot of things that were just really weird. Like, Guy Gardner, fantastic. I like it. Mr. Fantastic,
Yeah.
I'll get there,
Yeah.
but his stuff was fantastic. I love
All
it.
right, well, let's talk about the characters a little bit. Then there was a bunch of
Friendly loadout.
there was a lot of characters in there. There was not a lot of. Well, I'll just let you go. Never mind. Well, you
So,
go. You got it. Why was it a 7 out of 10?
for me, what made it a 7, 100%, was Mr. Fantastic. So,
Okay, no,
Inserting armor.
that's not his name.
yeah, Mr. Fantastic.
Ultraman.
Oh, what? Turbo Man? What? Mr.
No, Ultraman.
Ultra? No, not Ultraman. It's the guy with the T in his face.
Oh, Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific. Ah, there you go, Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, there you go.
He's-
Mr. Terrific.
He's terrific, fantastic. He's all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So with that one, I 100% loved everything about that character. Like the Green Lantern guy, the guy Gardner. Like,
Yeah.
this stuff was amazing too. But the errors that I saw was more on Superman making, like, he was doing a lot of silly calls. Lex Luthor was what threw me off. Like, actor, fantastic, but how he was portrayed, like, he was petty king, you know? Like, that was,
Yeah.
to me, I thought that was horrible. Because what Lex Luthor is,
You didn't like seeing a petty Lex Luthor.
yeah, that's a petty Lex Luthor. And for
Okay,
me, I'm
you know
like,
what? Yeah, I
I-
gathered a little bit more of my thoughts.
like
Yes,
I
sir.
didn't, I didn't like that at all. But because the thing to me is that Lex Luthor is always like he's a dude who's like Bruce Wayne mixed with you know, Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. Like he's the type of dude who's like so full of himself because of how brilliant he thinks he is. But for
Yeah.
him, he's
Be
like,
advised, you still have squad mates
it hurts him
outside the
that
safe
after
zone.
all the stuff that he does, someone else is taking credit because he's
Mhm.
not from here. So Superman's like, dude, I will show you how brilliant I am. Like, I'm so brilliant that I can defeat you without even, um, without even having your powers. Because I'm human. We are superior than you. We don't need powers or so. And so
And you're
what?
saying that that's what Lex Luthor
Yeah.
says
And
to
so
Superman.
what's
Okay.
what's crazy to me is that I really didn't see that. I just saw like, oh, I'm upset. I have vomit in the back of my throat when I'm compared, and it's like, man, this guy's
Yeah.
so petty. Like he has his
Yeah.
ex-girlfriend there. Like, yeah, they went really like above and beyond to show how petty this guy is and for Superman. So it's like, oh, the reason why you attack Superman is because you're just petty, and I feel like that shortchanges his characters so much. It cheapens Lex Luthor a lot.
Yeah.
It's like if Batman's like, hey, I'm only Batman because I want to.
Enemy
It's like,
UAV
oh, so
overhead.
you're gonna throw away that your parents died? It's like, yeah, I just want to be Batman, and it cheapens
So,
Batman
okay,
to
you're
me.
saying that the reason he hates Superman is based on the pretty much his
Live bear is
character
active.
development
Buy
of
station
who
prices are adjusted.
how he believes himself to be, and
Yeah,
because of his belief in himself is what creates the hate that he has with Superman.
yeah, because the thing is that he's the
Yeah.
type of guy who worked his whole life to be someone that you look up on. You know, like, hey,
Yeah.
whenever something happens, you look up to me, and I'm a role model. Like, I am
Yeah.
awesome because I did this, and so he's the type of guy who flexes in the mirror every day because of how awesome he feels about himself.
Yeah.
Get ready.
And then
Soon
Superman
as we know it's
comes,
about to
saves the
close.
day, does little
Only 4
stuff
remain. Finish
compared
the
to what
job.
Lex Luthor does in his eyes.
Yeah. And then
And
people
then,
love him.
yeah, and then he
He's the Superman.
goes to Lex Luthor and he's like, hey, if you need me, just look up. And he's
Yeah.
like, and that hurts him because he's like, what? You're supposed to look up to me. People
Yeah.
are supposed to adore me, and I'm competing against an alien. And so,
Okay.
pretty much
Squad
Batman
mates to the
from
safe zone.
Batman v Superman, that Batman acted more like Lex Luthor than Lex Luthor in this film. Oh,
Marking target location.
and that's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor is supposed to be Batman in Batman v Superman.
So I'm hearing everything you said, and I think
Adjusting price.
that being said, I do think now that I think about it, I do think. Well, I'm not gonna go back with what I said about this film being
A 9.
a 9, but that was one of my biggest issues that I did have with this film was not understanding the hate of Lex Luthor. Throughout the whole movie, kind of one of the notes that I had, I was wondering why does Lex Luthor hate Superman so much? And it was just while the movie was playing, I'm like, I see his plots, I see what he's doing, I see the things that he created, and I see a little bit of his plots, but I really didn't really get the understanding why is Lex Luthor really trying to go up against Superman. And then that was probably, if not the biggest, I don't know if it's the only issue. I would have to see the film again, because I have a really bad memory. And I have a lot of recency bias. I just think about how I felt after I finished the film. But I do think, that being said, my biggest issue with the film was Lex Luthor being able to really feel why he hates Superman. And I think one of the best things that Marvel has going for it is their portrayals, which is interesting because you have the DC comics, the best thing that they have is their villains, and then Marvel has their superheroes. Yet in the films, seems like the best thing that Marvel has going for them is their portrayal of their villains versus DC's portrayal of their villains. So
Yeah.
you feel, and they almost, it becomes like a running joke with the bad guys and the villains in the Marvel movies, where it's like they make you feel like they're the ones that actually have the reason behind it, and so they have had a good reason, or a good way of portraying how the villain might be right. He might have the point. Where I think, just going with what you were saying about Lex Luthor and a little bit more into the backstory with Lex Luthor, I
Yeah.
think that with what you said, and that being said, they definitely missed the mark on his character development in terms of why he hates Superman so much.
Yeah.
But outside of that, character or actor choice, I did like the actor. I think he does look like a good Lex Luthor. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
all you really need is
100%.
to rock out a ball cut. But I do like how I did like his portrayal. I did like how he acted as Lex Luthor. I definitely think he's probably the best Lex Luthor we've had so far, but that doesn't really say much because there hasn't really been that many good Lex Luthors out there.
Yeah, the
So,
last one I remember is Kevin Spacey. But someone in the chat
Yeah.
said something awesome, and it kind of reminds me of a joke because I think everybody's talking about like haters and such. And this reminds me of the Dave Chappelle sketch of like pretty much the biggest haters, and they're all pimps, and they're like, it's like, you gotta tell the polar bear who gave you that coat that it's out of season and all that stuff. So it's kind of funny to see like, oh, who's the biggest hater, Lex Luthor? But in the chat they said biggest hater is definitely Reverse Flash. That guy is the petty king, and that's the
Yeah.
thing, is that
yeah,
it, like
yeah, you guys petty.
I felt
Yeah.
like they're like, oh man, Lex Luthor is kind of competing right now. Like, you did all this just to get at Superman. Like, that's
Yeah, it did feel, it felt more what you were saying. It's more petty. I don't know. It's like why the whole time I was just wondering, why is he going up against Superman? What did Superman do? Is there something that he did that maybe might be explained later? But I do like, and you brought it up, Batman played more Lex Luthor than Lex Luthor did in this film. Damn. Good thing you came back.
Back in
Lex
business.
Luthor played, or Batman played more of a Lex Luthor. And it makes sense. It makes sense to me if the only reason you're going to defeat this guy is to prove that you can defeat him, because if he's at any chance a threat, you need to let him know, or you need to take him down or neutralize him. But it seemed that, I think later on in the story, it came out that the reason why Lex Luthor was so adamant on defeating Superman was more so because of Lex Luthor's plans on that he had with what was that place called, Bravia?
yeah, and that's another thing. It's like, okay, so you weren't really focused at Superman at all. It's just that
You were more so just trying to knock him out of the chessboard from your
Yeah.
bigger plan that you had.
that's not Lex Luthor. That's
Yeah, and it seems so. Then that's what it. But you would have to really put two and two together, and like what you're. Dang, there's this ninja guy who's just killing me, very easily, very disrespectful. This guy doesn't let me at least shoot him once. But this but so it wasn't until then that I was able to puzzle it together. I was like, okay, maybe that's it. But it wasn't really spelled out, and you don't really need a lot of things to be spelled out. But I think for Lex Luthor, it needs to make sense. You need to be on Lex Luthor's side a little bit, or at least for these movies, to really give a reason behind why Lex Luthor hates him, and it makes sense to really hate him. And if it doesn't make sense, it makes sense that he hates him.
yeah.
You know, maybe it doesn't make sense that you hate him, but it makes sense that somebody like him could hate him. and because somebody like him and you believe in that, you can hate him. But
Back in
outside
business.
of the beef that he had with Lex Luthor, and that, what did you think about everything else? They did bring out Crypto. It was the first time you see Crypto in a live action film. What did you think about that?
Yeah, with Crypto in particular, like I saw that, like I grew up watching Crypto, the super dog, and so
Mhm.
he's really like an awesome dog. I think what was one thing that they're trying to play is like, hey, he's like, you know, let him be like the Groot, like the wild card and stuff, and so it's like okay, but I feel like they really did change a lot of the characters to play a story that someone wanted to
10
tell.
remain. You're almost
Because I
done
mean,
here.
they
Yeah,
did that with Supergirl too. It's like,
Got
oh
10
yeah,
squads active in the
Supergirl's a
field.
partier and such, and it's like
yeah,
okay, so this is what we're doing. Um, and
You've
so
got a
it's
loadout drop inbound.
yeah, with Crypto, like I thought it was gonna be cool to see him like train Crypto and all that, but
yeah,
um, and he kind of sort of did with the toys, like hey, sick,
yeah.
um, but yeah, it was interesting. Only because I respect Crypto so much that I'm like, why you gotta do him like that? But
Yeah, yeah. I know in the beginning when they announced the actor playing Crypto, that a lot of people didn't really like the dog choice that they had for Crypto. It doesn't really look or fit the
Inserting
part
armor.
of Crypto. I really didn't pay much attention to that, and nor did I really care. But what I did, my first initial thoughts was like, wow, Superman must really suck at training his dog, or he probably just never has any time to train his dog. And then my further thoughts, once the movie kept going, I'm like, well, Crypto is really not in his life, but it makes sense. Maybe this wild dog that likes to play, that likes to have fun, maybe this is the type of dog that exists in this crypto world, or this
yeah,
in this
Crypto.
world coming from his home planet. Like that's probably maybe that's what James Gunn was going for. Like, okay, the dogs that come from this that are alien dogs, because this is an alien dog. They are not as well trained as your regular dogs. They have superpowers, and they think they're they have different ways of thinking and ways of being trained, and maybe it's not as easy for Superman as it is to be able to train a regular dog. So that was my initial thoughts, but it wasn't until the end where you do find out, oh, this dog is actually Supergirl's dog. It's the reason why this dog was so untrained. I was like, it all makes sense now.
Losing ground.
Why this dog is so misbehaved, or why this dog doesn't really listen to Superman, and why he's not really involved in Superman's life.
Squad mates back on the
Lois
Good
was
work.
asked him too when he was looking for his dog. He was like, "What do you mean? You have a dog?" I was like, but I did enjoy Crypto. He was definitely a wild card in this film. He was very fun, and I did like Crypto. I do like all the characters. I think my favorite action scene in this film was Mr. Terrific's action scene that he had. I think his portrayal, his to shine his abilities, his geniusness. I think it was really fun. I think Crypto played a very fun role.
Yeah, I feel like everything was perfect besides Superman and Lex Luthor. And also, how'd you feel about the um, the parents of Superman? That this
You've made
pretty
it to
much
the
what
top
they're saying
five.
is like, hey, be Genghis Khan,
5 squads
have
still
concubine.
operational.
Like,
Yeah, I thought, okay, so the initial thoughts, I thought so I was a little confused. I did
Into the
feel
area. Watch the skies.
as if the reason why Superman was so great as a person
yeah,
was because of his parents and the type of parents
Fire
that
sale
raised him.
active. Buy
Not his
station
parents,
right.
but his foster parents, of people who ended up finding him. And then, and he used the message that his actual parents left him as to really solidify, I have to be good. This is what my actual parents wanted from me, plus my foster parents. This is what they trained me to be. They trained me to be. They made me. They're loving people, so by extension, I'm a loving person,
Watch
and
it.
it just solidifies the message that my parents left me. So I thought it was pretty interesting too.
Need him. I'm right back.
Bradley Cooper playing his parents. I thought that was a very interesting addition to it. It's more. It's like your Bradley Cooper. No, not your Bradley Cooper. Your I just mixed them. But oh, anyways, I thought it was.
Some of your squad is
Chat,
outside
by the way, I'm
zone.
getting very distracted by this game, so if I don't sound really cohesive in my thoughts, it's because this game's got me thinking differently.
Yeah.
Which is the fun about this streaming and seeing us. We have our game thoughts while we're playing or have our movie thoughts while we have our game. We do get lost in the sauce. But I did enjoy, I did think it makes sense though. You come from a world that is superior and you're sending your child out. My question is more so did his parents know that he was gonna come and he was gonna have these super abilities? And that being said, if they did know and it was understood that he was gonna come to Earth with and be able to develop these super abilities because of the sun, the Earth, the yellow sun, then it would make sense to me. You are a superior being, and it's almost the same way you would have Lex Luthor's character development. We are superior, and we have. I'm superior because of my.
Need a medic.
I can't see this guy. Where is he?
So, if you were to rewrite this film, what would you change of the film?
I would change Lex Luthor. I think that would be my only thing. Make it. I think I would make it a little bit longer, and I would make it a little bit longer, and I would dive more deeper into Lex Luthor's, into the story behind Lex Luthor, into the how he feels, and then after I will dive into the way Lex Luthor, pretty much explaining exactly how you explained it with the reason why Lex Luthor hates Superman so much. And then if I were to make a follow-up film, then I would dive into more of the pettiness behind Lex Luthor, where I wanted to defeat Superman because no one's better than me, and how am I going to compete versus an alien?
Yeah.
And then after he gets defeated, then I would make it, okay, now I'm going to live and breathe finding ways to defeat this guy. And which is, if those were the films that I would make, then this film is essentially the second part of that, where you have your Superman coming into, where you have your Lex Luthor pretty much dedicated to it explained how, well, in the movie it shows that Superman's been Superman for 3 years, and then it says Lex Luthor has been studying Superman, so he has 3 years of he's been studying Superman to be able to defeat him, and he's pretty much either his genius just really kicked in to understanding all his fight moves, or maybe he just realized Superman's really a simple man, or a simple superhero with simple powers. He's just super strong and he has no weaknesses, so it's figuring out what his weaknesses were. And then once I got that, then it's okay, let me take him out, because Superman's really just that simple. But
yeah, but let me tell you something that was said in the chat though, because since you're like kind of thinking that, so the chat says the reason why Lex Luthor, like, you know, their thoughts, the reason why Lex Luthor was really like how he was because how he's a young Lex Luthor, just like this is like year one Superman.
Yeah.
Does that change your thoughts of Lex Luthor? Like, hey, this is just the beginning of their rivalry?
Well,
or do you think
maybe
that
if it's a TV show, then I wouldn't mind wasting maybe 2 episodes, 3 episodes on like a little on this type of portrayal of Lex Luthor. Whereas it's your film, I don't think James Gunn would want to bring Lex Luthor back in, and if he does, he's not going to be a main role. And the movies that are coming up, I don't see Lex Superman really being. He's not coming out in any film. He's got a Supergirl, he's got the Clay movie coming out, so he does have a couple of films coming out, but he doesn't have a Superman movie coming out. So I'm not really satisfied with it in the direction that they use Lex Luthor, because it does, in my opinion, it seems like this was a one and done, making Lex Luthor your big time villain.
Yeah.
And I just personally don't want to see if there's gonna be another Superman film, Lex Luthor being your big bad again.
Yeah.
So, definitely being maybe a key role in it, but not your main role. So, with that being said, he was not the best used, but the best parts of this film, and I think what made me really enjoy this film a lot, is more so the way they portrayed Superman, and was one of my thoughts is you really felt, and I think this is the best way to bring out a Superman, is that this is a Superman that loves. You feel the love of this guy. He has a love for humanity, for life, for all things that have essentially a beating heart. And the most obvious sign was when he was when Superman, the first time I saw Superman attack that big beast, that small little creature that became this big thing, at first I was like, okay man, this Superman, he is either very weak in these films, or this monster is just absolutely strong. And then after the fight, you start to realize, okay, what Superman's actually doing is he's studying this beast to not take it down, but to more so figure out a way where he can neutralize it and then take it somewhere else to study. So then you realize it. But during that fight scene, you see him obviously save the humans, but where you really see, man, this Superman just loves everything and he saves everything, is when he saved the squirrel. And I think it's those small little things that do separate James Gunn from being a really good director or being a great director to being a good director, where he focuses on those little details. The saving the squirrel, who thinks about that, who comes up with those ideas. So when he saved the squirrel, I thought that was a great way to portray, like, this Superman is definitely different. Yeah. James Gunn's way of seeing Superman. And then what definitely put the nail in the coffin that this is a Superman that is different. Besides his interview, which I thought was great, that he had with Lois, was his speech that he had once he officially defeated Lex Luthor. His pretty much his speech of "I'm human," and if anything, it just seemed like, man, Superman's probably more human than any of the actual humans.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what I saw. Like, hey, in the beginning, he really didn't know how to express himself when he's like, hey, Lois Lane. He tells her, hey, you can interview me if you want.
Yeah.
And then but he did at that point, like my thoughts and feelings about Superman. Well, I was like, man, this guy's kind of mean. He's a douche, because he was like, she's like, hey, I'm gonna ask you questions. Like,
he was getting very emotional. Yeah.
And that's one thing I did see about this Superman, is that he was very emotional. When Superman is supposed to be like, kind of like Captain America in the sense where he's like, oh, I am Superman, hi. And he's supposed to be like lot of ego, and that's why when he clashes with Batman, it's like two egos against each other. It's Captain America versus Iron Man.
I think that's.
I don't see
I
that.
think that would
one.
be. Yeah. I think that's what would make Superman boring. And I feel if I were to make an assumption, I would assume that James Gunn wanted to make Superman emotional in the way he did, where he gets upset, he gets frustrated. He all he wants to do is the right thing, even though the right thing could potentially be the wrong thing to certain people's eyes. That was a big controversy in the beginning of the film. It's like, yeah, you saved them, but or should you have saved them? Now you got this going on, and we don't even have jurisdiction over there, which was what the interview was also trying to target Superman to ask them those hard questions, and Superman's like, I'm just trying to do the right thing, and save people is always the right thing. And so I feel that I think that was a good choice to do. You can't have Superman, I would feel, be your Captain America, because while Captain America, and I really enjoy his portrayal in the Marvel movies, I think what makes Captain America a badass and really respectful is that you believe, is the fact that he could get his ass kicked. Captain America can get beat up. He gets beat up not often, but he does. He is the type of character that you see. He's gonna probably get hurt, but just because he's getting hurt and he's getting beat doesn't mean he's gonna stop. And I think that's what separates Superman from Captain America, or being able to make your Captain America be Superman. Because if you have a Superman who also acts like Captain America, I am just Omega cool, and I am just always right with the way I feel and the way I think, that you have an invincible guy who essentially has no weaknesses, except for his clone in this film, or kryptonite. But outside of that, he is... I just think it wouldn't work to have him be your type of Captain America. I don't know if you kind of get what I'm saying.
No, I get what you're saying, and I 100% agree. And that's the beauty about like what I was talking about with Mortal Kombat. Like, hey,
yeah,
keep the same beats, but yeah, just change the approach and such, and that's what's awesome about about this Superman, is that the approach is very passionate, and that's one thing that I did not see with Henry Cavill's Superman, was that passion. I did see desperation, where it's like, oh, Martha, like, it's my mom, please help her and such, and that was there, but there was no like speech, no like, hey, this or anything like that. So I feel like this is the most Superman a person can definitely get.
Yeah.
And
well, that being said, how do you feel he matches up against Henry Cavill's portrayal of Superman? You think? I think Henry Cavill is, well, to modern audiences, he is. I think for modern audiences, there's only been 3 main portrayals of Superman. You have your Superman from Superman Return, then you have your Henry Cavill, and then you have your new Superman. You can definitely dive deeper into... Oh, and also the Superman from Superman and Lois, the TV show.
Yeah.
How would you say, and what would you think is the best Superman so far that you've seen?
Well, yeah. Well, the chat says that Henry Cavill, very silent Superman, but shows a lot of power. I think honestly, if we mix these 2 Superman together, Henry Cavill Superman, and also this new guy, like, I feel like we'll have a really awesome match. But that just tells me,
like fighting against each other, or what do you mean?
No, like character-wise, like, hey, you show the actual Superman part, like the strength and power, because he was just doing like a twist. Like, I saw Mr. Terrific, right? He did something awesome with his fighting scene, and it was beautiful. But then you see Superman's fighting scene, and I'm like, man, this is kind of lazy. I didn't really like it. So
that's true. And
then you see the Man of Steel fighting scene. And that's like, wow, okay, this is Superman fighting the Superman, you know, but it wasn't like that at all. And I'm like, okay.
I may defend. I may defend him a little bit too much, but or James Gunn, I'm saying I might defend him too much in saying that.
No, that's okay.
In saying maybe he did it on purpose. I do feel Mr. Terrific has no super abilities. He's just really smart, and I think his to show. And it's kind of what you would want to see when you have your Batman join up against or join Superman. You want to think, well, what sets Batman aside from Superman, and why do you need Mr. Terrific and Superman in the same team when you have Superman? He's your Juggernaut. He could do it all. And I think his portrayal of their portrayal of Mr. Terrific, and if you were gonna have one scene, which you don't have to have one scene, you can have multiple scenes, if not every scene, be a super choreographed, very nice action scene. But if you're gonna focus on one character to do it, I think Mr. Terrific was the right choice to do it, to show why he's on the team, how he holds his own, and he's not just there just because he's smart, and then he's also able to go into. And it was definitely, it showed the reason why he's there. Where, like Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern, it seemed like he's only there because he has his magic ring, and he's really funny. But outside of that, I think he has the same problems that your Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern had. Where a lot of the critics that I remember hearing critiques was his ability to use his powers are very boring. He doesn't use a lot of his powers that well. He's not that creative with the ring. And I was thinking about that when I was seeing Guy Gardner's Green Lantern use his abilities. I'm like, this guy is also really boring with his abilities.
Yeah.
But it's what sets him aside is his personality. Yes, he has his powers, but he's on the team because he has the ring. But it's his personality is what saves him in the film.
Yeah.
His way that he used his abilities were really underused, not very creative at all. Which is the same argument that a lot of people had for the original Green Lantern movie. But then that is the difference between having characters just being involved in the film versus the movie that character being the focal point to a film. So, but overall, again, I like this film. I do think this is my favorite portrayal of Superman. I do like from Superman and Lois, and that guy, I forgot, I don't remember what his name was, that actor. But I think that's my favorite portrayal of Clark Kent.
Yeah.
And Henry Cavill, I think he's the best portrayal of what a badass Superman is. But I do think, and there could be recency bias, but I do like this Superman a lot more. I think this is my favorite Superman, and I think it's more so because of his ability that I understand why he saves people. I understand why he just saves, and I can see an earnest love in why he does what he does. So because of that I think why I enjoy the Superman a lot more.
Nice. Okay. Well, I think what will end up being was that this movie was definitely not what I expected. I agree with a lot of the things that you're saying. I think if we both kind of agreed on the Lex Luthor part, like, hey, if but I feel like if that was the only thing that changed, like, hey, if we just made Lex Luthor not petty but more like how Batman was and Batman v Superman, I feel like it would definitely change it. But I could see why, Guy Gardner was there, why Mr. Terrific was there, and it's just to make it interesting and playful and fun. Because if it was
Yeah.
just Green Lantern, like it wouldn't be as well-rounded.
Oh, and Hawkeye was also there.
Yeah, Hawkeye. Yeah, and so, but yeah, and so with that, I guess that is all Superman talk. We're
That
definitely,
is all Superman talk.
we'll definitely bring it up on the beginning of the next one, because I think
Yeah.
the next big topic that we want to talk about is definitely Fantastic Four. But yeah,
Yeah.
and then we'll kind of review that and do the same thing. But so far, that's the show.
That's the show.
Yeah.
That's big time Superman talk, and we did talk about a couple other things, but shout out to our listeners, and shout out to the person that, or people that were sending inputs. We love the inputs. Das other bro would always read out the inputs, and we love the conversations, having different opinions, and just having to talk about different things. So if you guys ever have any questions and want to bring up maybe something controversial, put me against the bro and have us like, what do you think about this versus that? And then we can definitely have our different opinions on different things. But shout out to the bros that are in the chat, and you listen to another episode of Das Bros.
Yeah.
And we are Das Bros, Dos Bros, Those
Those
Bros.
bros. Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have us sign out. And